afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 as we kick off another week.
That's right. Another the same pattern we've been in week after week.
Maybe a storm Thursday night, Friday.
How about that?
We'll see.
Yeah. We'll check in with Gary in just a little bit.
But first, topping our news today, the family of a man who went missing in Grant County in December holds a vigil after his body was found this weekend.
4 Americans kidnapped in Mexico near the U.S. border. I'm Cristian Benavides with what we know and the security risk in that area.
And today, Madison city leaders announced plans to file a federal lawsuit against Kia and Hyundai, alleging the car manufacturers have failed to install anti-theft technology in their vehicles.
Let's take a look outside. Turkeys are back out. You know, you don't see the turkeys in the snow.
That's interesting.
I guess they're
on that thin little strip of grass. They're awfully close to the road there.
Kind of hanging out, yeah. Be careful. Another week, another possible storm. Gary Canelsi's in the backyard. Look, a broken record out there.
Yeah, what else is new? Next couple of days actually be fairly mild, but we turn our attention to Thursday night and Friday already. We put an alert day in the forecast. First warned weather alert day for accumulating snow. At this point, I'm thinking about a moderate snowfall. Somewhere in the 3 to 6 inch range seems most likely. There are a couple of computer models that are more than that, a couple a little bit toward the lower side, but all of the computer models have accumulating snow across southern Wisconsin during that time period. Visible cloud track today, lots of clouds here. Not much in the way of sunshine. A peak or two, and that was about it. But as far as precipitation is concerned, there have been some light rain and snow showers north of Madison. Those will zip through pretty quickly and probably be done with by early evening. In fact, if we take a look at 6-hour future track radar, you can see how they just kind of fall apart as they move on through. Otherwise, current temperatures, 36 in Madison, still 43 in Janesville. To the north, temperatures mainly in the middle 30s. Across Dane County, 37 in McFarland, 39 degrees in Mount Horeb. Look for mostly cloudy skies this evening. Temperatures dropping into the middle 30s by late evening. As we check out your first warn traffic, things looking pretty good. There's the view of the Beltline at John Nolan Drive. Traffic moving steadily in both directions. As far as travel times are concerned, no problems on the Beltline. Just a little bit of a slowdown just east of Park Street. Otherwise, traffic looking good on the Beltline. I-3990 to the south and I-94 east of Madison. No problems there, as are I-3990-94 heading north of Madison and out of Dane County. That's your News 3 Now First Warn traffic.
All right, Gary, thank you. We'll check back. A 34-year-old man who'd been missing since December was found dead yesterday afternoon northwest of Platteville.
Ronald Henry was reported missing on December 5th of last year, 2022, and family told News 3 Now he had taken a trip to Platteville earlier that month. Grant County Sheriff's officials say a teen reported yesterday he was walking in the woods in Ellenboro Township when he found a body in a ravine about a mile south of the residence where Henry was last seen. An investigation confirmed it was Henry's body. Officials say the ravine was just outside the 2,800-acre search that was conducted in January.
And this evening, a vigil will be held for Henry at 6:30 in Platteville.
Our McKenna Alexander joins us now from Platteville with the details. McKenna?
Yeah, right now we're here at City Hall Park, like you mentioned, just a few hours until that 6:30 vigil. And just looking right now on Facebook, lots of emotions pouring in from friends and family of Ronald. Now, on a Facebook page that was tracking his disappearance, there's just a lot of confusion and concern over what exactly led to his death. Obviously, we'll be getting that with more reports later on in the week and into next week. Now, the family is reportedly in Milwaukee, so people are unsure if they will be attending this vigil tonight. But I am going to be speaking with the local alder that is organizing this vigil. I'll be speaking with her a little bit after 5. So in our later shows, I will be having sound from her as to why she's organizing this and how it feels for something like this to happen in her community. But for right now, we'll be sure to bring you the latest as we continue throughout our coverage. Live in Platteville, McKenna Alexander, News 3 Now.
McKenna, thank you. We'll check back. We now know more about the constitutional amendment that will be on your ballot this April.
If it passes, it will let judges raise defendants' bail based on past convictions of violent crimes. Political reporter Will Keneally has more on what that means. Will?
So when you open your ballot this April, you won't see many definitions like what a past history of violent crime means, which is why the legislature is stepping in this week to pass a clarification of just what that means. So if a defendant has past convictions of violent crimes, the judge can raise the cash amount of their bail. That includes things like homicide, sexual assault, felony burglary, and even some misdemeanors.
January, Representative Duco and I promised that we'd have a trailer bill or a sunrise bill would be coming, allowing the proposed constitutional amendment to be effective if ratified by voters. So this is that bill.
So the legislature approved that ballot measure in January. Now this standalone bill adds essentially meat to that measure. It's expected to be approved by the Assembly Judiciary Committee tomorrow. And we've seen debate on what this bill, we've seen debate around about this bill focused on the Waukesha Christmas parade tragedy, where the defendant in that case was out on bail. So now this bill and the constitutional amendment would allow judges to set bail where there is a fear of serious harm to the community, essentially what we saw in that Waukesha case. So we'll break down how that part of the amendment will work coming up tonight at 6.
We will see you at 6, Will. Thank you. And speaking of the upcoming election, mark your calendars for March 21st.
Former Wisconsin Supreme Court Justice Dan Kelly and Milwaukee County Circuit Court Judge Janet Protasewicz will face off in a debate organized by News 3 Now, WISC Politics, and the State Bar. It could be the only meeting between the two before the April 4th election. The debate will be held at 12:45 on Tuesday, March 21st, from the State Bar Center on East Park Boulevard in Madison. It'll be broadcast at 4 p.m. that day, preempting Live at 4.
The 2024 presidential campaign is still in its infancy, but candidates and potential candidates on both sides of the aisle are already rallying with supporters. President Biden met with some old friends today. The International Association of Firefighters has supported President Biden from the beginning, even urging him to run for the White House in 2019. While President Biden has yet to officially launch a re-election campaign, former President Donald Trump is already in the race.
I promise you, you've had my back and I'll have yours.
I am your warrior, I am your justice, and for those who have been wronged and betrayed, I am your retribution.
Trump rallied with supporters at the Conservative Political Action Conference in Maryland over the weekend. The former president is already facing competition from a former staunch supporter, former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley. She also addressed CPAC. But Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who has not yet announced whether he's running, did not attend. He is on a tour selling his new book.
Well, today, Madison city leaders announced plans to file a federal lawsuit against Kia and Hyundai, alleging the car manufacturers have failed to install anti-theft technology in their vehicles. Vehicles made by both manufacturers have been targets of widespread thefts over the past year because of security vulnerabilities that allow thieves to start a car using nothing more than a screwdriver and a USB cable. Thefts have become so pervasive that local police departments have offered up steering wheel locks and recommended theft prevention software updates to deter would-be thieves.
When I learned that 90+% of other makes and models have a really common sense theft prevention devices in them and programming in them, and that Kia and Hyundai don't, that just felt like, listen, this is an industry best practice that wasn't followed, and it has cost a lot of time and energy.
According to data from the Madison Police Department, Kia and Hyundai thefts in the summer of 2022 increased by 270% compared to 2021. Vehicles from both manufacturers accounted for just under half of all the vehicle thefts in Madison between July and August of 2022. The FBI is offering a $50,000 reward to secure the safe release of 4 American citizens who were kidnapped in Mexico on Friday.
Their condition is not currently known. Christian Benavidez has the latest from Miami, and we want to warn you that some of the images in this report are disturbing.
Video posted on Twitter appears to show the moment 4 U.S. citizens were kidnapped in Mexico. State Department officials say they are working to secure the Americans' safe return.
The FBI working very closely with other federal partners and Mexican law enforcement agencies to investigate this.
This happened in Matamoros Friday, about a 12-minute drive from Brownsville, Texas. The FBI says the Americans entered Mexico driving a white minivan with North Carolina license plates. Shortly after crossing the border, gunmen opened fire on the passengers in the vehicle.
Personas de Estados Unidos
Mexico's president addressed the incident Monday, saying the Americans were there to buy medicine and ended up in the crossfire between two groups. This part of Mexico is under a level 4 do not travel advisory, the State Department's highest warning level.
You basically are playing with fire if you, as an American citizen, go into Mexico.
Michael Vigil is the former head of international operations for the Drug Enforcement Agency.
How dangerous is this part of Mexico right now?
The war in Tamaulipas is between the Gulf Cartel and then also the cartel known as the Cartel del Noroeste. Both of them are extremely violent.
He says check the U.S. State Department advisories before traveling anywhere in Mexico. Cristian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
And the consulate in Matamoros has posted at least 4 security alerts since February of 2020, warning of drug cartel violence, crime, kidnappings, and clashes involving armed criminal groups.
Employment scams are now the second riskiest kind of scam, according to a new report from the Better Business Bureau. Employment scam reports submitted to the BBB scam trackers were up 23% from 2021 to last year. Online purchase scams were again the #1 riskiest scam, especially for ages 35 to 64. Home improvement scams were the #1 riskiest for ages 65 plus.
Online purchase scams make up 30% or more of all scams that are reported with us. And what people are looking for when they go online and they type in a product is an item that's must-have. Maybe it's something cute that they saw on a social media site that leads them to a website that turns out to be fake.
Scams perpetrated online were more likely to result in a monetary loss compared with scams being targeted by telephone or in person. Tony Granado's time as the Badger men's hockey coach is coming to an end. UW Athletic Director Chris McIntosh announced a change in leadership this afternoon following a second straight season where the Badgers finished under 500. The Badgers hired Granado in 2016 after Mike Eves was fired. He was given a 5-year contract extension last year despite a disappointing season. Well, the weather may be starting to warm up, but the need for help to cover heating and cooling costs never goes away. So News 3 Now is once again partnering with the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and Energy Service Inc. for a day of warmth, a telethon and donation drive to raise money for those in need across the state. It will be held this Thursday afternoon between 4 and 6:30, but you can donate ahead of time. We have all the information on channel3000.com.
Well, do you ever wonder what the key to happiness is?
When we come back after decades of research, a big Harvard study, we finally have the answer, and we'll have it for you when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, Live at 4.
The acid reflux felt like just the worst burning in your throat that you can imagine. It's almost like a fire in your throat. The LISC procedure was one of the best decisions I've made. It has changed my life, and the burning is gone.
What can Sono Bello do for you? How about a new shape?
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
New confidence.
I can see a huge difference. Look at this.
New you.
I can wear a little black dress. I feel sexy.
With Sono Bello, you can permanently remove stubborn fat in just one visit. Don't wait. The results I've seen achieved are truly outstanding.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation with Sono Bello, America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, and find out how you can get $250 off. Sono Bello uses Tri-Sculpt micro-laser liposuction to remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently for incredible transformations in just one visit.
I have one big regret. I didn't go sooner.
Call 1-888-622-8360 or go to sonobello.com.
The Big Share and Online Day of Giving is March 7th. Advance social and environmental justice by supporting the nearly 70 nonprofit members of Community Shares of Wisconsin. Even a $5 donation can make change happen. Donate now through March 7th at thebigshare.org.
The world's largest consumer bicycle show, Bike-O-Rama, is this weekend at Madison's Alliant Energy Center.
Spring is coming, so is the 27th annual Bike-O-Rama, and admission is free.
Dozens of factory reps from all the major brands will be on hand to answer your questions about the new 2023 models.
All at the lowest prices of the year.
Test ride e-bikes on the huge indoor test track.
Clothing, helmets, parts, and accessories up to 90% off. Half-price inner tubes.
All bicycles include free local service.
The 27th annual Bike-O-Rama at Madison's Alliant Energy Center.
This weekend starts Friday at noon through 6 o'clock Sunday.
New Ivizia Dry Eye Drops. Made with hydrating polymers, moisturizing hyaluronic acid, and revitalizing trehalose to reduce dryness, discomfort, and strain. Ivizia. We see a better way.
A convicted felon kidnapped and raped a 15-year-old girl, abducting her off the street in broad daylight. Judge Janet Protasewicz could have sentenced him to 20 years. Instead, she put him back on our streets.
What detractors would say is you having been soft on a violent sexual crime.
I would say that that's ridiculous. Judge Protasewicz puts our families at risk, and putting her on our Supreme Court, that's what's ridiculous. Fair Courts America is responsible for the content of this advertising.
The Lynx device stops reflux by using magnets to strengthen the muscle at the end of the esophagus, and this prevents acid from flowing from the stomach back into the esophagus.
Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Welcome back. A major fast food chain is saying thank you to food delivery workers in a new way by opening a space just for them in New York City.
But it's also a reminder about what is lost as more people take jobs in the gig economy. They're workers on two wheels, bringing meals to New Yorkers on the move every hour of the day. But on New York's Upper East Side, there is a new place where they can stop. It's called the Break Room. It opened in February from Chick-fil-A. They sponsored it, and it's a place where any delivery worker can get a free cup of coffee, charge their phone, or find a restroom. In its first week alone, hundreds showed up.
You think you'll come often?
Yes. Yes.
Maybe every day?
Yeah, maybe. No, every day. No, maybe. Every day.
Rutgers University studied app delivery workers in New York and found they often work in tough conditions for below minimum wage. And there is another path, however. Take Revel. It's a ride-sharing startup that is hiring drivers as traditional employees. Behind the wheel of the company-owned Teslas, they get paid breaks and benefits. Revel says their employee drivers are more reliable and efficient, and that gives them a competitive edge.
Interesting.
Yeah.
On Wall Street, an early rally lost its steam as stocks finished mixed. The Dow Industrials gained 40 points, closing at 33,431. The Nasdaq, however, fell 13 points, but the S&P 500 managed a 2-point gain. Well, in 1938, Harvard researchers embarked on a decades-long study.
Yep, they wanted to know the #1 thing that makes us happy in life and helps us live longer.
What have we learned through 85 years of study? Well, our happiness expert, Professor Christine Whelan, joins us. Welcome back.
Thank you so much.
Good to see you.
Happy to be here.
Happy to be anywhere, actually.
That's right.
So tell us about this study before we reveal the results.
It's officially called the Harvard Study for Adult Development.
It is, and colloquially, it's known as the Harvard Happiness Study. It's been going on since 1930s. It's amazing, and it tracked Harvard graduates and their wives over the years, and it looked at sort of all the elements of human life and what made you happy and what didn't. So, for example, does making a lot of money make you happy? Do you have to be a success to be happy? Well, they found that there was one thing that really stood out. There is one sort of secret element to a happy life.
And that is?
I know. Drum roll, please.
Dennis, we need a drum roll.
Drum roll, please. It's the quality of your relationships. It's not how much money you make or how successful you are. It is actually, do you have people in your life who you feel close to? So not even just in your intimate life. Do you have friends? Do you have work colleagues? Do you have family members who you feel supported by, who you care about and who care about you? That tends to be the secret to a happy life.
Interesting.
We all have that one person in our life that we may not see very often, but when we do, it sort of energizes us and makes us feel good. And that's what they're getting at, that you should, the study actually recommended you make a list of the people in your life and the benefits they offer you and the amount of time you're spending with them to see what the balance is of your happiness.
Yeah, so the research really does show that you just need one person that you have that really close bond with. But having people in other aspects of your life, like at work, for example, those work friends that we took for granted pre-pandemic, well, when we were separated from them, we found that people engaged in quiet quitting more, had that sense of the great resignation. Why are people losing purpose and meaning at work? In part because they don't have those same work relationships and friendships that had kept them going.
Interesting.
Is a spouse or partner more important than a best friend?
Well, if you're in an unhappy relationship at home with your spouse or partner, your best friend can listen to you and talk about it, but you're still not going to be happy, right? So having a good relationship at home is really important. But if you don't have a spouse or partner, you certainly can still be very happy. That's where you have the best friends and a larger community. So it's not a kind of one or the other, but when you have that close relationship in your life that is not doing well, we all know that is hugely stressful.
But loneliness is really pervasive right now. A lot of people really struggle with loneliness. So does this study show you how to cultivate relationships?
Yeah, so one of the things that I really love is that you can, in fact, even look back through history on how to cultivate these relationships. Benjamin Franklin came up with this great idea. He wanted to get to know one of his fellow congressmen, and he realized that if you asked a favor, he asked to borrow a book, but if you ask a favor of someone and you express interest in something that they have a shared interest in as well, you can make a friend. So think about other people, think about what they're interested in. Do you share that interest? Can you ask a genuine question? Those kinds of things really make a connection, and then follow up with a text.
And it's a new book if you want to read more about it, right? That's why everybody's talking about it this week.
Indeed, it's a new book, and there's all sorts of great information and really great historical data too.
We now know the answer.
I'm glad to be here with you.
Christine, thank you.
It's fascinating. Thanks, Christine. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Well, the cost of heating your home in Great Britain, heating a home in Great Britain has jumped 100% this year.
Yeah, they're having a big energy crisis, and that has resulted in something called a warm bank. We'll tell you what they are coming up after Gary's forecast.
Eyes require a certain kind of care. As a family-owned optical company for over 40 years, Wisconsin Vision knows firsthand just how important your eyes are. That's why our doctors and staff are highly skilled and passionate in their roles. It's why our centers offer a large selection of eyewear suitable for all lifestyles, and it's why our lens lab is state-of-the-art, conveniently located right here in Wisconsin. Ask about $100 off a complete pair, frame and lenses. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
From working out to catching up, and of course, game night. Your home is the groundwork for all of life's awesome moments. This is Tom Coyle. My family and I say thank you. We're proud to have been a part of this community for 78 years. And during our 78th anniversary event, carpet installation is just $78. Coyle Carpet One Floor and Home. Beautiful, made affordable. Locally owned and operated since 1945.
You know what that sound means. It's spring break at Bob's Discount Furniture. And no matter your sleep style or budget, I have a world-famous Bob-O-Pedic mattress for hundreds less than national brands. Like this Bob-O-Pedic Prize Queen mattress for just $5.99. And this cool-to-the-touch copper sport with innovative copper threads. Catch major Z's on my signature gel with charcoal. With 30 years of sleep experience and the best warranties in the biz, you can take a break from the mattress guessing game this spring break at Bob's.
Extremist Dan Kelly wants abortion banned, even in cases of rape, incest, and the health of the mother. For years, Kelly was on the payroll of a radical anti-abortion group working to take away women's rights. On the court, Kelly will uphold Wisconsin's 1849 criminal abortion ban that strips women of their freedom to make personal decisions on abortion. Dan Kelly, an extremist who doesn't care about us.
There are so many things we take for granted. So many things. And along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for their survival for granted too. The elderly, disabled, the veterans, people on limited and fixed incomes, or folks that lost jobs in sectors hardest hit during the pandemic. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? Some people just can't come back. And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind, struggling to keep their heat, water, and power on. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our heat, water, and power providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Well, take a look at this. It's a winter sport like no other. The Colorado mountain town of Leadville hosted its annual ski jorking. What is it?
Ski joring.
Ski joring and Crystal Carnival this past weekend.
I don't think there's a K in it.
It's a unique spectacle to see. Joring involves someone riding a horse down a snowy street at high speed, but they're not alone. Behind them, attached by a rope, is a skier. That skier has to grab rings along the way and navigate 8-foot jumps. Some skiers reach speeds of 40 miles per hour as they're pulled by horses.
That looks like so much fun.
Grief.
It looks like remember skitching, you know, hanging out in the back of a...
Have you done that, Gary?
No, absolutely not. It's dangerous. That would be just as dangerous for me.
Yeah, that is something.
Well, on this day in 1981, CBS Evening News anchor Walter Cronkite signed off with his trademark, and that's the way it is, for the final time.
It marked the end of a legendary career.
This is my last broadcast as the anchorman of the CBS Evening News. For me, it's a moment for which I long have planned, but which nevertheless comes with some sadness. For almost 2 decades, after all, we've been meeting like this in the evenings, and I'll miss that. But those who have made anything of this departure, I'm afraid, have made too much. This is but a transition, a passing of the baton. A great broadcaster and gentleman, Doug Edwards, preceded me in this job, and another, Dan Rather, will follow. And anyway, the person who sits here is but the most conspicuous member of a superb team of journalists. Writers, reporters, editors, producers, and none of that will change. Furthermore, I'm not even going away. I'll be back from time to time with special news reports and documentaries, and beginning in June, every week with our science program, Universe. Old anchormen, you see, don't fade away. They just keep coming back for more. And that's the way it is. Friday, March 6th, 1981. I'll be away on assignment, and Dan Rather will be sitting in here for the next few years. Good night.
Now, on the life of President Kennedy.
Class act, wasn't he?
Yes, he really was. And it was a big deal. It was a very big deal.
During his tenure, he was often referred to as the most trusted man in America. Walter Cronkite died at his home on July 17th of 2009 at the age of 92. And that's the way that was.
Yes.
All right.
There's your history lesson.
Well,
we've got some big weather to talk about.
Meteorologists just keep recycling the weather, you know. And the next storm is on the way for Friday, but at least we have a couple of days to prepare for it. I'll have our first warned weather alert day in the forecast and tell you what we're expecting in just a few minutes.
Hold up. I'll be right there. It's about time.
Get personalized support. Call the Wisconsin Tobacco Quit line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
All right, team. We got a big project coming up. And it all starts with ordering promotional products.
I'm on it.
4imprint makes it easy to get the logoed products you're looking for. The latest in apparel, drinkware, bags, high-tech items, and more. You can be certain of getting it right at 4imprint.com.
Come on out. I'm on it.
4imprint, for certain.
Fresh out of Papa Murphy's kitchen, the limited time double bacon cheddar pizza.
Actually, it's fresh out of my oven.
Dad, it's just an expression.
Nacho cheddar cheese sauce, crispy bacon, Canadian bacon? Now that is an expression.
Change the way you pizza.
Memories matter. This bend on Cox Hollow Lake was one of Dad's favorite fishing holes. Crest Funeral and Cremation Service helped us make sure he's never forgotten. Making it personal. It's how you heal. We are Crest. We truly believe your memories matter.
The Big Share and Online Day of Giving is March 7th. Advance social and environmental justice by supporting the nearly 70 nonprofit members of Community Shares of Wisconsin. Even a $5 donation can make change happen. Donate now through March 7th at thebigshare.org.
At Lawton Cates, your life counts is more than just a slogan. It's connecting you with top medical specialists after a serious injury. It's holding the insurance company responsible for your lost wages and your hospital bills. It's a guarantee that we'll be with you every step of the way and won't accept anything less than the maximum payment you deserve. We'll speak with you for free, and there's no fee until we get results for you. Your life counts. Lawton Cates. Call us today.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
We've had clouds for much of the day today. We started out with some rain early this morning, but you can see a little batch of rain and snow showers moving mainly north of Wisconsin Dells. That'll affect our far northern viewers for the next hour or two. Temperatures are in the mid-30s, so not looking for any snow to stick to the ground. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, temperatures are mainly in the mid-30s to around 40 degrees. And 6-hour future track radar shows how quickly that precipitation moves off to the east and moves out of the area, but the clouds will remain for much of tonight. We do have a first warn weather alert day in the forecast for Thursday night and Friday. This is for the next winter storm system that brings the potential right now for a moderate snowfall somewhere in the 3 to 6 inch range would be a good first guess at this, although it could be a little more than that, and I'll show you why. But all of southern Wisconsin and much of the Midwest will be affected by this storm system, as opposed to the last storm that had a really sharp cutoff and basically moved a little south of us, and that was the difference between getting a decent snow and no snow at all. This is kind of what we're thinking, again, as the first guess. Much of southern Wisconsin in the 3 to 6 inch range. Heavier amounts are possible farther to the west, say from La Crosse back into parts of southern Minnesota. A little wider perspective shows that the snow will extend down into northern Illinois, although some of this might be mixed with rain for a time before it changes over to all snow. Now, the two longer range computer models. This is the European computer model beginning at just after noon on Thursday. Precipitation moves in, light to occasionally moderate snow through Thursday night into Friday morning. This is at 5:30 a.m. But notice by noon, it starts to wind down over far southwestern Wisconsin, and by 6 p.m. pretty much moves off to the east. So that would limit the snowfall amounts, at least in this scenario. That computer model thinking maybe as much as 6 or more inches of snow back toward La Crosse, about 2 to 4 inches across the rest of southern Wisconsin. The GFS computer model, the U.S. long-range computer model, shows a stronger storm system, spreading snow in by 6 p.m. already. You can see the snow moderate to heavy at times through Thursday night and into Friday morning. Down near the Illinois state line, might be warm enough for a mix of rain and snow for a little while, but then that'll quickly transition over to snow as the storm heads off to the east, the winds shift around to the north, and the snow lingers a little bit longer. Notice this is 6 p.m., still snowing across much of southern Wisconsin, and then that pulls off to the east by midnight. This ends up with a much higher snowfall total. Again, this is probably much more unlikely. A lot of things would have to come together for that, but that shows that there is the potential, at least, for a stronger storm system, but it's still out to the west. It's got to dig down the west coast of the United States and then head northeastward. So at this point, still a lot of things can happen. Planning your night. For tonight, cloudy skies, low 32 Fitchburg, 33 in Belleville across Dane County, across the rest of southern Wisconsin. Low temperature 29 in La Crosse, 26 in Camp Douglas, but 34 degrees in Janesville. For tomorrow, look for skies to be partly sunny. It'll be mild with a high temperature of 44. And then our first warn 7 to 10 day forecast, dry on Wednesday. Dry much of the day on Thursday, rain and snow shower chance late in the day. The snow Thursday night into Friday morning, or Friday during the day, and it'll also be windy. Notice another weather system about Sunday brings the potential for some snow showers or flurries and maybe some light rain showers toward the end of next week from Thursday afternoon into Thursday night. But again, we're going to keep a very close eye on that storm system for Friday. That's why we put the first warn weather alert day in there to kind of alert you to the fact.
Quite a range.
Yeah, well, you know, it's that time of year. You know, temperatures now are in the 80s in the southern part of the United States and around 0 near the U.S.-Canadian border.
I want to show you from the Mark doesn't know what he's talking about department.
Okay.
We have some video a viewer sent in of turkeys in the snow.
Jim, turkey in the straw?
Yeah, this is from January.
Okay. Well, I guess there wasn't much place for him to go.
That was from Jim Calrath. Jim, thank you for sending that to us. Actually, it's a great video.
Thank you for correcting me. Yeah. All right, well, if you think fuel costs are high this winter, it's worse in the UK, where average energy bills have skyrocketed to nearly 100%.
That is forcing many people to turn to so-called warm banks. Charlie D'Agata has the story from London.
At first glance, it looks and sounds like any after-school club. But these families have gathered for more than fun and games. They came just to keep warm, if only for a few hours. Like most people in Britain, Emma Harper has seen her heating bill triple this year.
I used to stress about it, but the last month, I haven't even been stressing because what can I do?
You've got 2 small children.
Exactly, and these houses are really, really cold. There's a really bad draft.
She already owes more than $1,200. So how important is it to have a place like this?
Oh, it's really good to know that there is somewhere where if you need it, you can come and get warm, get a hot meal, let the kids play.
Once a week, Our Lady Fatima Church in London opens its doors to everyone needing a warm space and maybe a warm meal, so families don't have to heat the home between school time and bedtime. Hosted by part-time cook and full-time priest, Father Richard Nesbitt.
We've absolutely tried to do everything we can to make it not feel like a charity project.
It's part of a program of local councils, charities, and businesses providing a little help with places like libraries, bakeries, even theaters and opera houses opening their doors.
In fact, there are nearly 4,000 so-called warm banks spread across the country, like this church in West London. A crisis so severe, countless households will be forced to choose today between heating and eating.
Average annual energy bills have surged 96% this year to roughly $3,000, double-digit inflation. And the global energy crisis, due in part to the war in Ukraine, has hit Britain especially hard. Which is why Father Richard and his volunteers do what they can to remove the stigma of a heating handout.
It's the love in the cooking, the fun in the games.
Just a chance for those who need a little help to come in from the cold.
Charlie D'Agata, CBS News, London.
That's some rough times.
Great idea.
Yeah, it is great. A great idea. Well, coming up next year on Live Before, Beloit Memorial High School's boys basketball team found and took video of racial slurs written in the visitors' locker room Friday night. We'll have more on that.
And then coming up next hour at 5, a baby was found dead in a field near Whitewater. Reporter Catherine Merck tells us about how the safe haven law could have applied here. That's coming up at 5.
Family is just very important.
She's my sister, and we depend on each other a lot.
She's the rock of the family. She's the person who holds everything together.
It's a battle, I'm gonna be there.
Keytruda and chemotherapy been treated in my cancer with 2 different types of medicine.
In a clinical trial, Keytruda and chemotherapy was proven to help people live longer than chemotherapy alone. Keytruda is used to treat more patients with advanced lung cancer than any other immunotherapy. Keytruda may be used with certain chemotherapies as your first treatment. If you have advanced non-squamous, non-small cell lung cancer and you do not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene. Keytruda can cause your immune system to attack healthy parts of your body during or after treatment. This may be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have cough, shortness of breath, chest pain, diarrhea, severe stomach pain, severe nausea or vomiting, headache, light sensitivity, eye problems, irregular heartbeat, extreme tiredness, constipation, dizziness or fainting, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, confusion, memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, fever, rash, itching or flushing. There may be other side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems. If you've had or plan to have an organ or stem cell transplant, receive chest radiation, or have a nervous system problem.
It feels good to be here for them.
Living longer is possible. It's true. Keytruda from Merck. Ask your doctor about Keytruda.
Experience does count. When you're shopping for new furniture, a mattress set, or flooring, come to the experts at McGann Furniture and Flooring in Baraboo. Our experienced staff is well-trained in home decorating and will answer all your questions so you can buy with confidence. You'll find big city selection and an enjoyable shopping experience. And remember, we don't raise prices only to lower them later for a sale. Come see the difference experience can make at McGann Furniture and Flooring, downtown Baraboo.
Get 11% off everything now at Menards. Check out our lighting showroom and update your home with a coordinated look. Patriot Lighting is available in so many unique finishes, you're sure to find a style that's right for you. With more than 300 stock lights priced under $100. Pick up this flush mount ceiling light for just $29.99 after 11% rebate. Visit our lighting showroom or check out all our lighting options on Menards.com.
Save big money at Menards.
New at 5, after being missing for months, a man has been found dead in Grant County. How the community is choosing to remember him.
Mild and dry weather is expected through Thursday morning, but a potential winter storm is on the way for Thursday night and Friday. A first warned weather alert day is in the forecast for that time. At 5, I'll let you know how much snow we're expecting.
And ahead at 6, after a newborn was found dead in Whitewater, we explore safe options for parents. How one woman hopes to make finding solutions easier tonight at 6.
Well, Beloit Memorial High School's boys basketball team found and took video of racial slurs written in the visitors' locker room at Muskego High School Friday night.
As parents told CBS 58's Gabriella Becerra, racist behavior continued on the court.
Muskego Norway Schools is apologizing for behavior that they say occurred during a boys basketball game between Muskego High School and Beloit Memorial High School on Friday.
It was tough. It was tough to watch because our kids are there just to play basketball.
Ashley Herford, the mother of a Beloit Memorial varsity basketball player, calls the actions she witnessed from Muskego students appalling and offensive.
Clearly what they were trying to portray with their student section, they were trying to depict what they thought that our Black culture and what our kids dress like.
We're blurring viewer photos and videos showing racial slurs and swastikas that were drawn in the dust on top of gym lockers.
And that's how they were welcomed into the locker room. It was just a lot.
A statement from the district says Muskego High School learned of these allegations after the game. Beloit Memorial's athletic director sent an email sharing concerns about the theme of the student section and racist images.
I certainly didn't expect to hear this.
Muskego Norway Schools says it's taking these allegations seriously. The district is investigating what happened with the help of the Muskego Police Department. This includes working with Beloit administrators, interviewing students, reviewing the game broadcast, and assessing the school environment. Muskego Norway School Board member Kevin Zimmerman says if these allegations are true, it wasn't called for.
Let's wait for the full investigation to happen before jumping to conclusions.
The district says consequences for inappropriate actions will be prompt.
We're tired, we're exhausted of having to be the bigger person.
Muskego's boys basketball team won against Beloit Memorial but lost their next playoff game against Mukwonago on Saturday. Beloit administrators tell me they're going to cooperate with Muskego's investigation.
Many of you may remember Gabby Becerra from her time here at News 3.
Well, still to come, there weren't any surprises at the weekend box office.
When we come back, Will Loper will tell us if Creed 3 is worth your time and money. That's when Live at 4 continues.
Did you know that Wisconsin Vision offers telehealth eye exams? I just scheduled my telehealth eye exam easily on their website. Once in store, a tech helps get me started and then pre-checks my eyes. See my eye on the screen? Then I have my telehealth eye exam virtually with a licensed optometrist on the TV.
Everything looks great, Kate. You're going to love your new prescription.
Ask us about our $59 eye exam. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
Planning a remodel? Don't toss your cabinets, furniture, and appliances. Donate to Habitat Restore. Your items stay out of landfills while proceeds create housing solutions for hardworking families. Build a stronger community with Habitat Restore of Dane County.
Team, I need a volunteer. We need promotional products.
I'm on it. 4imprint makes promotional product success easy. For high-quality items, go to 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Habush attorneys are the best of what a personal injury attorney is about.
To get the most money for your case, you need to have a law firm that's unrelenting.
We will fight with all that we have in person power, in knowledge and experience to bring about the result they deserve.
I can't give them their life back how it was, but I can give them the financial compensation to get their life back on track.
Spring is in the air, and you know what that means. It's Feldco season.
Feldco season. It means 50% off windows with no money down, no payments, and no interest until 2024. So you can replace those eyesores without breaking the bank. It means getting the windows you want fast, so your home's ready for the warmer weather ahead. It's the season of home renewal. It's Feldco season.
This offer won't last long. Hurry. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
For back pain, I've always been a take two and call in the morning guy. But my new doctor recommended Salonpas. Without another pill upsetting my stomach, I get powerful, effective, and safe relief. Salonpas, it's good medicine.
Anytime Fitness is having a 10-day flash sale. For 10 days only, you can join Anytime Fitness for just $1. Get a coach and a community to support you with training, nutrition, and recovery. Now through March 10th, join Anytime Fitness for just $1. Hurry in now.
As we check out First Warn traffic, here's the live view of the Beltline at Park Street. Traffic moving pretty steadily in both directions. Notice a little haziness to the camera. We've got a little bit of fog out there. Otherwise, as far as travel times are concerned, pretty good. Just a little bit of a slowdown eastbound on the Beltline around Monona Drive approaching Stoughton Road. Otherwise, traffic moving pretty steadily on the Beltline. 16-minute trip on the eastbound Beltline. 15-minute trip on the westbound Beltline between University Avenue and the interstate. Heading out of Madison, 25 minutes from the Beltline to Janesville on I-3990. 16 minutes Middleton to Sauk City on US 12. Downtown to Sun Prairie, East Washington Avenue and US 151 takes you 18 minutes. That's your news 3 now. First Warn traffic.
Gary, thank you. A shocking police chase turned rolling shootout was caught on camera in Los Angeles, and it was like something out of a movie. Police say a carjacking suspect led them on a chase spanning several Southern California counties and at one point opened fire on officers with an assault-style rifle. The suspect eventually lost control and crashed the stolen truck, fleeing on foot. Before being tackled and arrested, amazingly, no one was hurt.
And thankfully.
He shot several times throughout the
It does look like a movie
chase.
scene.
Well, it wasn't hard to tell what was #1 at the box office this weekend. It was Creed 3. It punched its ticket straight to the top.
Will Loper has the latest on what to watch and what to skip.
Hey, Mark and Susan. Creed 3 is the new champ at the box office, making a better than expected $58 million, which is an all-time high for the Rocky and Creed franchise. But is the film itself a knockout?
Hey, my man, can I help you? Let me get an autograph. Nah, I ain't signing no autographs, but you get off my car. You don't remember me, huh?
Michael B. Jordan makes a strong directorial debut with the film as he returns as Adonis Creed, son of Apollo Creed, now retired and living happily with his wife and deaf daughter.
So, how long have you known each other?
That is until a figure from his past appears, Damian Anderson, played by Jonathan Majors, demanding a shot in the ring.
I'm coming for everything. You threatening me? I know what you're doing, Donnie. You don't owe this dude nothing.
The film explores the backstory between these two and the guilt for past regrets by Creed.
Let go of whatever was and walk into what is.
And of course, you get all the story beats you'd expect from the franchise. The larger-than-life antagonist, the training montages, and of course, the fights. This also marks the first time Sylvester Stallone is not portraying Rocky in the franchise, after a 47-year-long feud with producer Irwin Winkler, who owns the rights to Rocky. In some ways, having Creed stand on his own and branch out works, but not hearing at least one inspirational speech from Rocky was also missed.
You out there boxing. I need you to start fighting.
In any case, if you're a fan of the Rocky and Creed films, the fights and the character exploration in this third outing will more than satisfy you. Creed 3 is most definitely worth seeing. Now we just have to wait for part 4, where somebody falls in love with a robot.
Since you don't have any friends, we thought you'd like it.
Over on streaming services, back on HBO Max for its second season, is the show Perry Mason.
This case is big. Bigger than you.
I just worried that... What? That you're not ready for another murder trial.
Matthew Rhys returns in the detective drama as the title character.
We could take down some of the biggest names in this city, but nobody is telling me the truth.
And newly streaming on Hulu is the series History of the World Part 2.
Oh, hello?
Who is this? It's your mama. If you're my mother, what is your last name? Mel. It's my mother. That confirms it.
The follow-up to Mel Brooks' 1981 film features a variety of comedic sketches over 8 episodes.
You're gonna blow your hands for 30 seconds and you're just not gonna look at me?
Sorry. For Live at 4, I'm Will Loper.
Noah, you were supposed to get 2 of every animal.
I got 2 chihuahuas, 2 Pekingeses, 2 pugs. Actually, I got 3 pugs. Don't tell God.
That looks hilarious.
It does look funny.
Check that out. All right, we'll have a final check of your forecast coming up.
I'm Fernando, live outside of Boston. I've been with Consumer Cellular for 5 years. Consumer Cellular gives you all the same features that these big companies give you. What you get for the cost is remarkable. Why would you pay more money?
Why would you pay more when you can get unlimited talk and text with a flexible data plan starting at just $20 a month?
I think they should raise their prices.
Sorry, Fernando. Our prices are staying low. So switch today and save. Call or go online.
The Big Share and Online Day of Giving is March 7th. Advance social and environmental justice by supporting the nearly 70 nonprofit members of Community Shares of Wisconsin. Even a $5 donation can make change happen. Donate now through March 7th at thebigshare.org.
Oh no, I think I lost my debit card.
Okay, don't panic.
Don't panic, we're in a mall. Some stranger's probably tapping new shoes, tapping a washer-dryer combo, just tapping everything in sight.
It's okay, just tap your phone. With BMO, you can use your phone to freeze and unfreeze a lost card.
I can?
And you can always get a new card instantly at a BMO branch.
I got my tap back.
You ever seen someone this excited about a debit card before?
Oh yeah. Not this excited.
When a bank gives you instant peace of mind, that's the BMO effect.
A lot of new dry eye patients in my office tell me about their frequent dry eyes, which may point to dry eye disease. Millions of Americans were estimated to have it. They also tell me they've tried artificial tears again and again, but the relief is temporary. Xiidra can provide lasting relief. Xiidra treats the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease.
Don't use if allergic to Xiidra. Common side effects include eye irritation, discomfort or blurred vision when applied, and unusual taste sensation.
Why wait? Ask your eye doctor about a 90-day prescription for Xiidra today.
Coming up tonight on News 3 Now, after going missing months ago, we report on the very latest after a man was found dead in Grant County. His community's efforts to remember him tonight at 5.
News 3 Now, first warn weather. When you're planning your day, accuracy matters. Trust Madison certified most accurate team, so you'll know what to expect when you head out the door. First warn weather, keeping you ahead of the storms.
We have a little bit of fog in the Madison area. Visibility 1 mile at the Dane County Regional Airport, but as winds pick up from the west, it'll blow out the fog. Also some light rain and snow showers, mainly north of Wisconsin Dells, heading over toward the Fox Valley. Those will affect areas, say, north of Beaver Dam over the next hour or two, and you can see 6-hour future track radar pulling all the precipitation off to the east. Otherwise, this evening, look for mostly cloudy skies, temperatures holding nearly steady in the middle 30s.
All right, Gary, thank you. Tomorrow here on Live at 4, UW Health's Dr. Jeff Potoff will be along with the latest COVID and vaccine news.
And it's a new month. That means Consumer Reports will tell us what to shop for, the best buys in the month of March. That's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4.
FlexSteel is furniture that comforts, furniture for living, furniture with a heart of steel. Save big during our FlexSteel authorized sale, going on now at Waunakee Furniture, ETC.
These are the faces that smile so wide at the friends and staff who are by their side, where life is lived with a feeling of pride on every bump of life's great ride that comes from the care that sweetens the air that lives in the house that angels built. Attic Angel Community, independent homes and 4 levels of assisted living built with the help of angels.
Hi, I'm Gary Canulti, and I'm inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join me as we explore classic Italy, October 7th through the 15th. Discover Tuscany's charming countryside, Venice's grand waterways, and the magnificent art of Florence. We'll also spend time in the ancient city of Rome, visiting historical landmarks such as the Colosseum and the Sistine Chapel. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword WISC, for more information and to watch a travel show. Or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
Fry Construction invites you to celebrate spring with our big spring thaw sale. We're talking about savings of 23%. Many of your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best Roofer 3 years in a row. Experience the best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Get on board with our spring thaw sale. Save 23% off gutters or insulation with any full roofing project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
A convicted felon kidnapped and raped a 15-year-old girl, abducting her off the street in broad daylight. Judge Janet Protasewicz could have sentenced him to 20 years. Instead, she put him back on our streets.
What detractors would say is you having been soft on a violent sexual crime.
I would say that that's ridiculous. Judge Protasewicz puts our families at risk, and putting her on our Supreme Court, that's what's ridiculous. Fair Courts America is responsible for the content of this advertising.
FlexSteel is furniture that comforts, furniture for living, furniture with a heart of steel. Save big during our FlexSteel authorized sale, going on now at Wanakee Furniture, etc.
In today's Final Touch, the most famous dog race in the world is now underway.
It's the 51st Iditarod race in Alaska. Mushers taking part in the race showed off their teams in the ceremonial start in Anchorage, Alaska over the weekend. The dogs and their mushers paraded down 4th Avenue. The 51st running of the last great race on Earth, as it's called, features 33 teams, primarily from Alaska. The teams will run the southern route this time, which has been measured at around 998 miles. The first musher expected to finish on March 14th in Nome, Alaska. The race ends when the last team, known as the Red Lantern, crosses the finish line. The official start of the race took place yesterday at 2 p.m. local time. I think I'd hitch up the news hounds and get them down.
There you go.
It's quite a race. All right, that's our time for now. Thanks for watching. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.